Hello fellow humans and welcome to the Madhouse. I'm Josh and today I'm going to do a video that is slightly late. Not actually late but thematically late. It would have been better to do this last week because it is the dating profile tag and well, Valentine's is ideal for that, but I was too busy in London and then Valentine's Day was my birthday. My god, I'm 20 years old. Oh, that's terrifying. So I came across this tag. I wasn't planning to do it, I've just been ill for the past week. I've been watching a whole bunch of Emma Blackery's videos and it was in her upload section. Well, it turned out to be quite amusing and interesting and I thought, why the hell not? Because I am #foreveralone. And I just used a hashtag in conversation and most importantly did that irritating thing. I am becoming a monster. Kill me now. If there's a god, I await the lightning strike, but I very much doubt you're there. Nope, still here. Gentlemen, if you're watching, well, I bet you can hardly restrain yourself what with my Adonisian physique. But just carry on and I'm sure you'll fall in love with me by the end of it. Because I am definitely irresistible. Well, that was rubbish. So without further ado, let's begin the questions. Number 1. Do you believe in love at first sight? Not for me. I think lust in first sight might be a thing because that seems far more believable. But love, in my view, is far more complicated. I mean, my parents apparently had it because they were engaged after having only met each other twice, and that was in a week. Why am I doing 2 fingers for that? Maybe I just like swearing at the camera. Number 2, and here's what I need the 2 fingers for, that makes more sense, and I'm swearing again. What do you do for fun? Now, I have to ask for this one, exactly what does fun mean? Because, well, I don't quite get it. I've checked in a whole bunch of dictionaries and nothing really helps me out. The best I can come up with is the employment of time in an entirely profitless and non-practical way. And that was a rubbish Crichton impression. Things that I would do in that way, I would say I like to read and I like to write, but there is something practical I get out of that, I suppose. Or profitable at least. I like to bake and I like to cook, but again, I get something out of this. I also like to sit around and think about eternity, and occasionally plot taking over the world, because what else am I supposed to do with my spare time? But none of those I quite think of as fun. Number 3. Do you want kids? And I have to say, probably. Yeah, I think it could be quite nice, I suppose. Obviously, I can't give birth to kids and I'm very unlikely to father any. I mean, I'd have to be really drunk to do that and I don't think there's enough alcohol in the world to get me that drunk. But it could be fun finding out. 3 is probably a good number, you know, 1 of each and absolutely no more than that because they just won't fit in the toaster. I have got to stop laughing at my own jokes, that's terrible. Number 4. What are you looking for in a relationship? Well, obviously, cuddles, I quite enjoy cuddles, I'm apparently quite good at it. Intellectual stimulation, love, cake, and an accomplice in taking over the world. Not necessarily in that order. Number 5, what's one thing about yourself that you would like me to know? That's to say, I sleep on average about 4 hours a night. When I'm ill, I sleep for a bit more, but 4 is all I really need, so. And it means that I often spend a lot more time doing things than other people do. Say, don't be too surprised if you were to come downstairs at 3 o'clock in the morning and find me in a kitchen that looks like a bomb's gone off. And I've done a lot of baking, you know, gingerbread, that sort of thing. I did shortbread last night. Gorgeous stuff. One moment, I might have to finish this. Number 6. If you won the lottery, what would you do? And for this, I would have to say I would build a fortress to ride out the apocalypse and then ride out at the end to restore civilization to the world. Or I would open a bookery. I say bookery because one of my favourite German words is Bücherei, which is another word for a library, but literally means the bookery. And in my mind, that is a bookshop cum bakery. And I want to do that because that's the best way to do these things. You have wonderful books on one side, and then once you've bought your books, you go and buy freshly made scones, what are those little things? Croissants, vanilla slices, all of that stuff, and some really nice tea or coffee, and you sit down and read for the rest of the day. What's not to love about that? Number 7, I think. I have lost count a little bit. Who was your first crush? Now I'm going to have to discount a whole bunch of animated characters here because, well, I'd be here forever, but pretty much anything voiced by Dante Vasco, who, well, most prominently in my view, Zuko from The Last Airbender. The cartoon of it's just, well, that voice fantastic and the character marvellous. But if we're going for real people, I didn't realise this at the time, but afterwards it's obvious. There was a boy called Jonathan. When I was 8 years old, he was 2 years older than me, so he was just getting ready to go up into year 6 and leave the school, and I just really liked him. He was kind and friendly and smart, and I followed him around like a lovesick puppy, I believe is the word. I mean, I didn't know what to think of it then, but it's obvious now. Number 8. You have 6 months left to live. What is the first thing you want to do? Now, anyone who says anything but this now is lying. They're going to walk outside of the doctor's surgery and cry. Then they're going to go and tell their friends and loved ones and maybe mope around for 3 days to a week. And then they will fulfill their dreams. In my case, I will travel the world and I will finish my book. Even if it means that it has to be published posthumously, it will be shared with the world. So, number 9, are you a morning person or a night owl? If you've watched to this point, you've already heard the thing about me being an insomniac. So, really, the noise I should be making is hoo-hoo! That was terrible. My dad can do much better owl noises, but he's not here. Hoo-hoo-hoo! 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 Hoo-hoo! I'm going to stop now, I'm embarrassing myself. Number 10, at least I hope so. If you have friends coming over, what do you cook? Now this depends on 3 factors. 1, who are the friends, what are they coming for, and what do I have in the cupboard. And really that's the most important thing, because I'm not going out of my way to buy something for them coming over unless I'm doing a party or it's their birthday or some sort of special occasion. You get the point. If it's my parents, I'll do something heartwarming and filling and specifically healthy, just to prove that I can do the healthy stuff to them, because my dad worries all the time. He's a soppy old man and he really doesn't need to, because I'm a very good cook, but he does. It's quite sweet really. If it's my friends, I'll just cook whatever. It might be a bacon butty, or it could be eggs benedict. I've done that before. I'm really doing pancakes quite a lot over the last year. Chocolate brownies, flapjacks, that shortbread from earlier. I also made really nice sugar and spice ice loaf. I'm also a really big fan of anything Italian. I'll probably do a lasagna this weekend. I had some gnocchi a few days ago. It's just really nice stuff. Number 11, and I'm not going to bother with the fingers now because I've run out of them, and if I show you my toes, I'm going to end up on the floor. If you could travel back in time and correct a single mistake in your life, otherwise you'd go back and kill Hitler probably, what would it be? I would go back and to my 11-year-old self, at a time when I really could change this before it was too late, and say, tear down those walls. Quite ironic really that someone called Joshua has walls in their mind that they can't tear down. If you don't get one, read the Bible, and I have never suggested anyone do that before. Well, there's nothing more likely to create an atheist anyway, so why not? I was 11, I'd just gone to high school, my granddad had just died, I was sad, I was lonely, I didn't have very many friends, I didn't for most of high school, and I didn't really know how to let people in. I didn't even understand banter. My thoughts were, this is a friend, this is someone I care about. I'm not going to sling insults at them. And I was 16 before I figured out what banter was. That it's friendly and encourages human interaction. I mean, it in fact took me reading The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro to realise that. Stevens, who has absolutely no banter and no love in his life, taught me how to do that. No. It's a marvellous book really, you should pick it up, it's fantastic, but essentially just I would tell myself to open up, to realise that not everybody is having a go at you, not everyone is trying to bully you. There were bullies, and well, some of them I couldn't fight off. I mean, there were others that I pinned to the wall by their throats and left them hanging. Well, when I let go they fell, and that was fun. But there were others I couldn't do that, so I just shut them out. I made it like it didn't bother me, and it made connecting with people very difficult, and I'm losing that habit now. I'm learning to open up, but it's taken a long time, and I'd really rather have not had to do it and just be able to. And lastly, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Ideally, I'd like to see myself in my own house, or at least my own flat, somewhere in London, with 2 dogs, a massive Saint Bernard that I can ride into battle. I mean, seriously, it's like they were bred with bears. A border collie because I just love them. A boyfriend might be quite nice, but I'll manage. I'd quite like to have at least 1 book published, but hopefully 2 or 3 so that I can be a full-time author. That would be marvellous. And a lot happier and healthier. Alternatively, in attempt to be more realistic, let's also say sitting in my pyjamas on my parents' sofa with sweet wrappers and popcorn packets all around me. Doing fuck all, just watching reruns of Sex and the City on Comedy Central. I hope not. I certainly want to do better, but optimism's never been my strong suit. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, although given that it started out funny and just turned into a long sentimental talk about my feelings, probably not, because I know I wouldn't enjoy watching that. Not from me at least. I find my feelings quite dull and turbulent at times, so that's not really dull, but not always enjoyable. I'm going to tag Aurora, Lucy from Things Lucy Reads, and that bloke whose name currently escapes me from My Rash Metaphor, because I think they would have some interesting things to say. And also, if you're still watching at this point, answer me in the comments a question. If you could travel back in time and do anything, not just travel within your own lifetime and correct a single mistake, but change a single event in the past at any point, or meet a single person, what would it be? Would you go and meet Leonardo da Vinci and just tell him, big fan of your work? Tell you what, why don't you have a look at some of this aluminium and see what you can create? Or would you go and shoot Hitler? Tell me, let me know, and I'll talk about them very soon. Tatty byes!